Engagement in the arts can bring people and communities together. This strategy may be used both as a preventative measure and as a tool for improving community health and well-being. We conducted a study in the Monadnock region during the winter and spring of 2021. It asked participants how they like to be engaged in community events and spaces. Participants from focus groups and surveys also weighed in on what drew them to the arts and culture spaces and allowed them to feel safe, connected to other community members, and engaged in the cultural activity. Here's what we learned.
In our study, we made an assumption that the space of a community event is a key element in making individuals feel both comfortable and connected with one another. Through open-ended responses, participants suggested that a community space can be welcoming in the following ways. Participants preferred open, clean, well-designed spaces for gathering. To do this, organizations can ensure a space has accessibility accommodations for those with disabilities, set aside a quiet space to escape crowds and loud conversations, and provide physical comfort with comfortable seating, well-monitored climate control, and clean and accessible bathroom facilities. Survey respondents described the importance of an organization's policies, structures, people, and norms. Welcoming and non-judgmental staff and artists is one way an organization can do this. Utilizing friendly and informed greeters is a frequent recommendation. Additionally, respondents praised spaces where a diverse audience is accommodated. Diverse needs include socioeconomics, age, disability, and cultural racial diversity. Survey respondents suggested 4 ways to support diversity: reduce or eliminate cost, welcome and accommodate families and children, address comfort of disabled, senior, and elder audience members, and present artists from diverse backgrounds. 2 other ways an organization can create a more welcoming and inclusive environment is through making food or snacks and educational material available. The culture and behavior of other attendees was also noted for its importance in creating a welcoming space. Survey respondents asked for ways to make it easier to bring friends to an event, connect and acknowledge each other's shared interests, and wanted organizations to create a welcoming atmosphere by offering accommodation to a diverse audience base. Survey participants mentioned a desire to be engaged by their hosts in the following 3 ways: providing participants prompts, time, space, or other means of facilitating connection and conversation with each other during a program was 1. Offering a hands-on element that is easy, approachable, and engaging was another. Creating spaces for passive participation for introverts was the 3rd.
Part of these findings inform us about customer service. The other part is about being responsive to a diverse set of needs when creating an event, festival, or exhibit. It should be noted that respondents who did not come from diverse backgrounds were also asking for a more diverse artist lineup and other accommodations.
So let's talk about an organization's culture. One of the top 4 things on our list is how other attendees behave and interact. At first glance, that may feel out of an art presenter's control. However, the tone, expectations, an example that you set can influence other attendees' behavior. Social anxiety was named as one of the biggest barriers to participating in the arts. Social anxiety is an overwhelming physical and mental fear of being judged by others, being embarrassed or humiliated, accidentally offending someone, or being the center of attention. We found that a primary driver of social anxiety in our community is the unknown. Knowing what to expect from an event before going was stated as a way to reduce anxiety. How can arts organizations address and express the expected experience of an event before it happens. Consider making answers to the following questions accessible to your audience. What is the space like? Will attendees be engaging passively or actively, and what will be expected of them? What will participants need to bring or know in advance? Will people's diverse needs be accommodated? And will they feel that people like them belong at your event?
Organizational culture can create a welcoming atmosphere or a feeling of exclusivity. Our study showed arts presenters can sometimes alienate potential audience members in how we share and talk about art. Gatekeeping is the activity of controlling and usually limiting general access to something. It's when someone takes it upon themselves to decide who does and who does not have access or rights to a community or identity or an experience. We can all appreciate how some arts practice takes intense training, study, and skill, and those artists should be celebrated for their dedication to creating magnificent works. But as general audience members, any one of us should be able to appreciate that work. No training or master's degree needed. How can you educate your staff and volunteers about gatekeeping? How can you provide information in your marketing and storytelling that doesn't cut out those who don't have an arts education or background? How can your work elevate the arts education of the broader community? How can you, as an arts leader, make informed decisions about your approach to this by engaging non-experts in our community? And are your audience culture expectations in line with the culture of the communities you'd like to engage?
Arts organizations and culture presenters are community hubs. When we talk about building a more connected community, we ask you to examine what role you play and what example you set as cultural leaders, as facilitators of learning, community connection, and bringing beauty to your audiences. Our next video is about the barriers our study uncovered. What can keep people away from the arts? Thanks for watching.